You're hiring someone to take on the leadership mantle of the state of Mississippi. That's who we are. That's what we've done. You're going to have a clear choice on Tuesday between career politics and private sector, business, and community leadership and success. That's what we've done. There's a reason that the Federal Reserve Board out of New Orleans, covering the 4 states, elected me chair 3 times. There's a reason I've been chairman of Leadership Mississippi 4 times. There's a reason I've been chairman of BIPAC 2 times. There's a reason, if you look around this state, look at organizations, look at businesses, nonprofits, charitables that we volunteer with, there's a reason that we're in leadership roles. There's a reason that the Mississippi Economic Development Council named me their State Volunteer of the Year. There's also a reason that the Southern Economic Development Council named me their National Volunteer of the Year. All that says is that we believe in the state. We have a passion for what's going on. We believe that the horizons of the state of Mississippi are good. If it comes in under good leadership, if it comes in under positive leadership, if it comes in under people that understand that the solution is not government, that the solution comes from private sector emerging with good answers and moving the state forward. That's who we are. That's what we've done our entire lives, is get engaged, get involved, look at the state, look at the horizons. We've got a choice coming up. We are literally at a tipping point at our country's bequest, and we're at a tipping point that this state has got to look at it and say, we're looking at a country that has 42 cents of every dollar spent that's borrowed. You're going to have on August 2nd folks voting to perhaps raise the debt ceiling. Guess what? We did that in Mississippi in April. The last 8% of our budget with Lieutenant Governor's leadership was balanced with a credit card. Boom, here's 8%. Here's $400 million of bonds and borrowing to balance the state budget. You can't do that. You fundamentally cannot do that. If you want a career politician, I'm not your guy. If you want someone that understands leadership, that understands business, that understands job creation, that has run a company that has literally done 6,000 commercial construction projects without being sued, that simply tells you we get out, we work, we understand how it works, we understand what it takes to make life work. We are private sector leaders. The Mississippi Center for Public Policy has a lot of principles that they publish, and I've been on the board. One of the tenets says, just because a problem exists does not mean government should solve it. Well, let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about a couple of things the Lieutenant Governor would like to do. Let's talk about Miss America, for instance. Let's go back into April of 2010. There was a major oil spill in the Gulf, very tragic. He comes to the coast and tells the state of Mississippi, you don't smell oil, you smell lawnmowers. Who does he think he's talking to? Then you look around and he advocates bringing Miss America 2 months ago. Well, a lot of people, a lot of private sector people, and Governor Barber worked very hard to get $16 million set aside to help the coast, to help the southern part of the state, and to help the entire state recover from tourism concerns from the oil spill. Well, lo and behold, we want to put on a Miss America pageant. Lieutenant Governor comes down. He brings the chairman of the board of Miss America, who incidentally gave him a $10,000 campaign contribution 2 weeks before he came down to ask for 12 of the $16 million, and another $25,000 right after that. $35,000 to try to take the money that was set aside to help folks recover. The state cannot be for sale for Miss America, for NASCAR, for any of the people. You have to have people that are grounded, people that understand the solutions are private sector driven, not government driven. If you look at our state, if you look at what is really and truly going on, you've got a choice. You have a very clear choice. There's a choice that you can make coming up on Tuesday that either moves the state forward or takes us stepping backwards in time. That's the choice that is out there. The choice of private sector job creation and solution solving, or looking at career, just plain and simple politics. That's all I can say. America made what I would consider to be a mistake in 2008. We elected a president with no business experience, had never been involved in business, had never signed the front side of a payroll check, We don't need to make the same mistake in Mississippi. Governor Fordyce announced his re-election at our House in 1995, and he said, don't ever run for office until you sign the front side of a payroll check. We do that. We employ people. If you look at the skill set of the people that have been most successful in creating jobs, fostering an environment for growth in business in the state of Mississippi, Governor Fordyce and Governor Barber were those two. Look over the last 20 years. They both were private sector. They both signed the front side of a paycheck. They both came in an environment that neither had served in public office before, other than Governor Fordyce having been a person that had been on the election commission in Warren County. That's private sector leadership. There is a horizon. There is a reason we're in leadership roles. There is a reason that people look out and say, you can solve it. You can do it. You are the reason that we believe that private sector works. But look at the horizons for Mississippi. We punched through a very tough economy. We still probably have another year or two to go. We have a good horizon. We got a good horizon in energy, a good horizon in tourism, a good horizon in transportation. The chances to move the state forward with employment are very, very strong. They're good. They're outstanding. But we have a chance, as you look forward, to look at leadership. Look at people that literally put service above self. That's what politics ought to be about. It ought not be about a promotion. It ought not be about somebody over the course of 2 weeks has one state-funded job, gets elected to another one, is sworn in, and the next day he's running for governor. Get serious. This is America. It is what our founding fathers stood for. They were all private sector people that were hunters, loggers, fishermen, farmers, trappers. Whatever they were, they did their private sector job. They stepped forward, did public service, and went home. They were not sitting at the feeding trough eating their whole life. They were not eating off your tax money their whole life. That is the difference. That is the choice. You fundamentally have a choice in this state next week to decide, do you want people that put service above self, or do you want people that put self above service? That's the choice in this state next week. Jane and I spent 2 very long and hard years going around the state, and I have a voice left maybe for Tuesday, I hope so anyway. But as you go around this state, it's a good state. People believe in success. Success never goes out of style. People believe in you looking forward and giving solutions, giving opportunities, putting things in position to foster an environment for growth. That is what a governor does. A governor is the salesman. Governor is the CEO. The governor is the person responsible for making certain that every person that wants to be gainfully employed has that opportunity. I will tell you, it has been a privilege going around this state, and I say that in all sincerity. We learn a lot about it. We learn a lot about things that we knew, but you see firsthand. People all over the state, whether they're in South Haven or Tupelo or Natchez or Greenville or Vicksburg, Neshoba County wants the same exact thing for their kids and their grandkids. They want their kids to have an opportunity to come back. You're going to hear folks say that you need an experienced person to be governor. Well, let's talk about an experienced person to be governor. If that means political experience of being in the feeding trough for 20 years, I'm not that experienced. I'm sorry. I've been out creating jobs, making payroll for other folks who've been at the feeding trough. I am a private sector guy. But if you want an experienced person that is experienced in politics, then Ronald Reagan never should have run for governor of California. Haley Barbour never should have run for governor. Kirk Fordyce never should have run for governor. They were just those private people that went out and did their job, then came in and said, I need to do public service and step forward. That is what we stand for. And when you talk about, literally talk about facts in a campaign, Governor Fordyce made the comment, he said, if it's the truth, it's not negative. Well, folks, all I've done is tell you the truth today. And I can tell you that's all I would do my whole life. Jane and I have been married 37 years. We started dating in the 8th grade. We really started dating in the 9th grade. Today we started dating in the 8th grade. But we come from an environment of understanding people, understanding how life works, and understanding that life is real. People have an opportunity. You're hiring someone to look forward and move the state forward on Tuesday. I'm Dave Dennis. I would sincerely appreciate your prayers. I would appreciate your support. And indeed on Tuesday, I would appreciate your votes. God bless and thank you for the opportunity to speak.